Okay, so let's talk about the fact that Dasha Polanco and a few others have came out of their faces to say the thing about the idea that, there's not a Latinx Emmy nominations, and until everybody's kind of equal, we're all pretty much like for nothing, and it was really disheartening for me to hear that, because just 2 weeks ago, as y'all know, around Juneteenth, everybody was just black and everybody was happy to be black and happy to celebrate. And a lot of the things that I say, people always want to say that I'm the one that is separating the cultures and separating the black people, but can y'all please explain to me why this is okay for somebody to say something like that? I just feel like, in all honesty, how is it that when we're all winning, or when black people are winning in its entirety, everybody wanted to celebrate Juneteenth, everybody wanted it to be about them, now everybody's won. And now when you see those same black people winning, you can't once even say, you know what, y'all did a good job. Like, shout out to those black women and those black men who literally did what they could and tried their best and gave their best foot forward and are getting recognized for the talents that they have. Why can't we not be happy for each other in that sense? There wasn't even a compliment said for any of those people who were saying things like, oh, well, I'm really happy that these black people won the awards. They deserved it. It's about time that they got these things. Hopefully in the future, we'll see a whole change, and it'll be a whole diaspora of people there. Instead, we get the hating ass comments. So it's like, yeah, y'all, like, I feel the way, because like when we're all winning in that black community, it's like, yeah, we all black and we all proud and this, that, and the third. I know what it's like. And then once you break it down a little bit more and get a little funky fresh, you realize that you might not fit in, or this might not be for you. And then it's like, oh yeah, well, what about me? It's like, how are you able to optimize off of somebody else's credit, off of somebody else's work, one that is actually very willing to include you in their success? And then once you see that they're actually successful, you got the nerve to be like, oh, well, what about my success? That's literally like the all lives matter. Because of course, all lives matter. But right now we're talking about black lives. So I think the posts that are trending and the things that are going on right now about the fact that the Emmys have gotten a little bit more melanin, a little bit more brown sugar, a little bit more oil in the foil, a little dash of this, pinch of that. It's like, oh, wow, they are. It's almost as if it's like black people are okay to win and we all black. But once they start doing better than me, it's a problem. Why can we not be happy for our people? Why can we not be excited at the idea and the theories that black people can win? Bringing me to my next points. I was doing some research and I was realizing just a couple things about Disney. And it was crazy to me because I like Disney. I love Disney a lot, as y'all know. And it's just insane that Disney has a problem, and this is just my opinion, on showing black men in a positive light. And I say this because perfect example is Princess and the Frog, someone I hold dear to my heart, her story, her everything. And it's kind of upsetting because Princess and the Frog, like, she's the first black or black American princess, I'll say. And she has to have a Brazilian husband. She's the only princess out of all the princesses that has a interracial relationship. And why is that? You guys don't ever ask yourself why. Would they have given Snow White or Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella a black man or an Asian man, like a different ethnicity? And if they wouldn't get those, then why is it that the black American can't get a black American man? And ask yourself, like, you got to ask yourself, it has to be because Disney doesn't want black men to be seen in a positive light. And it's sad because you got like Elena of Avalor, and you got Mulan, and you got everything. And it's like, why is it that had to happen to her? And then as soon as we go back to Rapunzel, because Rapunzel was the next princess, she got her white man. I don't know, y'all. I feel a way about it. I feel a way. And I just think that we need to have more black people owning things. Because I know for me, my main thing is the idea that I'm black and I love being black. I love being black American. I love everything that comes with. And I wouldn't change that for anything. And I feel like growing up, it is hard because you have so many people who want to be everything else underneath the sun when it comes down to like, oh, well, I want to be mixed, or I want to be, I want to be 10% this and 5% that. And you grow up with that around you and in the world. And it's kind of hard to really stay grounded with just being Black American. And you got to really dig into that history. Everybody goes, oh, well, y'all don't have carnival and y'all don't have, meals, and everything y'all have is stolen from you. And it just sucks because it's like, dang, like what? You start to really think growing up, like maybe I should look into something. I should take an ancestry test and see what it is that I can look into and see what it is that I can do to make sure that I can be seen or be, known in a way that everybody else is. I want to have something to be proud of. So yeah, you got the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X and the Rosa Parks and the Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth, and the list goes on. But for some reason, that's not enough. So you go ahead and you get an ancestry test so that you can claim anything and jack anything but America, and jack anything and be a part and down with something other than what you already know and you live with. So yes, it sucks that America as a whole is in a flaw. I think my country is flawed as any other country is. It's just everybody's living in it. So we're here to hear the complaints. I'm not living across the seas or, to see what the other complaints are in the world, but I'm sure they exist. But I feel like at the end of the day, I'm still appreciative of the education that I'm able to get here, of the life that I'm able to live here. Maybe it's not the best and it has a lot of working to do. And as Black people have changed it once, we're going to continue to change it again. But I can't discredit the Black American work that has been done here, and I can't change it. So I will embrace it. I will go to our African American parades. I'll go to our Mardi Gras, because those are our versions of the carnivals and the marches. We don't have a DR and PR parade, but we have African American parade. We have a Juneteenth parade. We have so many things. We have Mardi Gras. When you think about so many things that are in America right now that a lot of people embrace, the hip hop, the jazz, those are all Black American people. So I take pride in everything that I do and everything that comes with in my history and in my culture. And I remember being one of those people who wanted to look so deep into everything to make sure that I really showed through. Like, you know what? I'm 10% this and 5% that. How far can I go back before I find a mixture? Because I don't want to be here. I don't want to be American. I don't want to be this. So it took a long time to get me to this point. And I say all that to say I'm at that point where now I'm super protective of my history and my culture. So is it fair that now that anybody could just be let in? I've heard some people say that Black Americans, they don't really protect their culture and history as other people do. They don't really protect it. They don't really hold on to it. And that's, I think, 100% true. Because there's some people who know of it, but they don't want to embrace it unless everybody else is. Example, Juneteenth. Everybody wanted to celebrate Juneteenth this year. I've been celebrating Juneteenth since I can remember, and I was more than elated at the idea that so many people were finally recognizing my culture. And then I kind of took a double take and was like, wait a minute, hold on. Everybody's saying now this is their culture. So I became really protected because I'm like, wait a second now, we can all be Black, because Black used to just mean Black American. I don't care what nobody says. Black used to mean Black American. We're in America. Black used to mean Black American. And now that everybody's Black, it's kind of like, well, does that mean Black History Month is about all the Blacks, the Black diaspora of Blacks? Is that what it's about now? We want to talk about Rosie Perez and we want to talk about all these different things in February instead of Martin Luther King and instead of Malcolm X and it's like when you now just say we have so many books and years of things that refer to Black history as Black American history that now that everybody's jacking that they're Black, it now is in question what kind of Black we're saying. And then it's like, oh, well, Shawan, I'm like, Wani, you can't be saying that, girl, because you're trying to separate the Blacks. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to separate no Blacks. I'm just reiterating my points further while protecting the history that took me a long time to appreciate. So excuse me, if the same person that I let shit on my culture, I'm now saying you can't be a part of my culture until you learn how to truthfully embrace my culture. Because nobody wanted to be my culture. Nobody. Now everybody do. They want a piece of the pie. We don't have any more genuine people who just want to be appreciative. There's more cultural appropriators of the Black American culture than any other culture. Why? So yeah, about that.